Okay. I, I think that's it. Ran into some technical difficulties there, peeps.
Yeah,
Oh,
I think we're good.
well, you look
Well,
good. You went landscape for the show. Thank you.
yeah,
All
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Well,
Let's.
welcome, folks, to this edition
There we
of
go.
Paranormal Happy Hour. We are your hosts tonight, KBoos and DBoos, your favorite elder
So,
hosts of Beer, Booze, and
yeah,
Boogeymen.
right. I
We're
like that when you put that in the description. I was like, she just called us the oldest people of the bunch. So,
Yeah, we're pretty old. Sorry about it.
uh,
So tonight we wanted to try something different, because Gil just really outdid us last time when I
hmm
ducked out
hmm
on him because of capitalism and such. But yeah, we wanted to try something a little different, shake it up a little bit. And so why don't you, DBoos, tell folks what's so different about tonight? What are we doing?
so I came up with the idea um, to just pick a few stories and not share the stories with each other. That way we can get genuine reactions when we're reading these stories. So the stories I picked, hopefully KBoos hadn't picked the same ones, but we do have a few different ones just in case. That way we can get our genuine reaction instead of already knowing what we're going to be talking about.
Yes, sir. Yes. Hopefully you didn't pick mine. I don't know. I went very ghosty with my theme tonight. So hopefully.
Oh, I did. I may have
Oh
to,
no. Oh no. Well, in that
but
case.
I do have one that's not ghost related, but just in case. So
Okay. All right. All right. Rock, paper, scissors. Who goes first?
go.
Oh, okay.
We were
And
totally
go.
off on
Yeah.
that.
All right. Go. 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 Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Fine. All
I,
right.
I I can't see what you
I
got.
think you're
So
behind anyway. All right. You won. Go for it.
okay.
You're up.
All right. So let me get these pulled up here. All right. So the first one I'm going to talk about is from the UK. And it's kind of a short story, but it's very intriguing. And I wish on my end I had the ability to actually show the video that's attached to it, but I don't have that ability. So maybe after the show, I can send Kristen the links and she can add them on the show notes. Anybody that maybe wants to watch these videos. But so here we go. So a homeowner was left spooked after his Ring doorbell captured eerie footage of a ghost walking past his home near a cemetery. The haunting clip captures a ghostly white shadow moving across the pavement before seemingly disappearing into thin air in broad daylight. Shane Irwin, 42, said the doorbell at his home notified him just before 8 p.m. to someone at his front door. But when he checked the footage back, he was shocked to see nobody was there until he spotted what he believes was a ghostly apparition. Self proclaimed horror fan Shane says this is made even spookier by the fact that he lives opposite a cemetery. Quote, the doorbell notified me that someone was at my door, and I didn't see anything at first, but then I spotted it. I rewatched it probably for about 15 minutes, and it was so cool. I was amazed. Right across the street is a cemetery. I'm very interested in horror. I love ghosts and the paranormal, so I thought it was amazing. I definitely think that it's a ghost, and it wasn't a time of day where there is fog. It's just too perfect to be anything else. You don't usually see stuff like this happening in the daytime. I've seen videos like this on the internet, but it's always at night and really faint. This is very clear. I showed my sister and a few of my friends who believe in ghosts, and they said I definitely captured something.
Wow, dude. When you started telling that story, I thought you were gonna, because I read a recent one with a Tesla,
Mm,
like how they pick up things
right,
while they're in cemeteries.
right.
Creepy shit. That's cool. Yes, please send the video, and I
Yeah,
don't know,
yeah,
I'll tag it on here or something. But that is so cool. I want to see
yeah.
it.
Yeah, it was pretty wild. And the other one I've got a story of. It's got a video attached to it as well, and it's
Okay.
it's it's pretty interesting too.
Well, wait. So you saw the video.
Mhm.
as the resident paranormal investigator, like what's the prognosis, Doc?
So with these doorbell cams and home security cams, depending on the quality of the camera and stuff like that, they kind of glitch out a little bit. So it's really hard to kind of tell, okay, is that really an apparition or is that just a person and it's glitching? Make it, but it's definitely interesting. It's definitely a little head scratcher, and it happened in the UK where the UK is pretty haunted. So
Right. Which is
and
funny
with
because they're so skeptical.
right,
They're
right,
like the most skeptical.
right, and with it being right there across the road from the cemetery, it definitely makes you think.
Well, that raises a question I've heard so many times before. In chat, maybe you can, chime in on this. Like, as far as cemeteries being hotspots for paranormal activity, I I don't know. Personally, I don't know. I don't think like why would you hang out in a cemetery? You're a ghost, you've died. You want to hang around your corpse? Like why?
I've heard people debate that too. Like, why would a cemetery be haunted? Maybe they're watching out for their body. Maybe they don't want nobody to disturb it.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
Halo.
because y'all have heard some stories about some shit I've seen at this one particular cemetery, which I plan to take Joey to here before too long. Now that he's in Nashville, so some of that
Yeah.
shit that we've seen there and experienced there and recorded there years ago, it definitely makes you wonder.
Dude, yes, chat. So our dear Joey Jaboozy is now in Nashville. So we are fully expecting much more content from you guys. You guys got to like team up and take him on his first ghost hunt
We've
and all that.
we've done discussed something, and it's hopefully it happens pretty soon.
Okay. Okay. Oh, making me jealous. See, I'm the only one that's actually met DBoos in real
Yep.
life. Yeah, so I got that. All right. All right. Uh, oh, poor Gil. He says he's left here. Hey, let's say hi to some folks in the chat. Doobie the cat is here.
Hello,
Hey,
Doobie.
hi,
Hello,
Doobie. And
Laura.
Laura. Hi, beautiful. Haloed Heathens Outdoors. Sorry, that was a tongue twister for me. I'm sick, so that's my
I
excuse.
think I may know who that is if I can tell by the picture. If can see correctly, I can't. It's very tiny on my laptop. I think that may be the gentleman Don who sent in his near-death experience.
Oh, hi.
Yep, it
Yeah, he does
is.
say,
It's
Don
Don.
Betty.
It's Don. Yep, that's our
Hi,
near-death
Don.
experience guy. Hello, Don. What's up, buddy?
Oh, Hair Force. You showed up, buddy. As
And
usual.
Gil,
You're awesome.
Gil, don't worry. Our plan does include you. I just haven't had a chance to reach out to you yet, buddy, but it does include you. And my mom just joined in. Hello, Mom.
Hi, Sherry. Good to see you. Man, well, leaving me out. Fine. I'll just wipe my tears with this next story. So, yeah, I'll jump right in. This isn't like super creepy, but it's cool. It's cool. It's paranormal cool. So this article was published just September 14th, so very
Mm.
recently at mysanantonio.com. Texas's largest paranormal festival conjures world record Casper collection.
Oh, wow.
Right? Okay. Since officially earning the Guinness World Record for the largest collection of Casper the Friendly Ghost memorabilia in 2024, San Antonio native Vanessa Ireno has expanded her stockpile by hundreds of items. This month, it's the centerpiece of Texas's largest paranormal festival that took place in the Alamo City. At San Antonio Paranormal Festival 2025, visitors were able to lay eyes on selections from Ireno's assortment of more than 1,800 items, officially licensed from the nostalgic 90s film and beyond. Some of her most curious items are snacks and sweets from the UK, preserved in their original packaging from the 90s, as well as props used in the 95 film Casper, starring
Hmm.
Christina Ricci and Devon Sawa. Ireno's oldest items come from the 50s and 60s, such as a pull toy featuring Casper playing the xylophone and some plush toys that really smell like the 50s, she told my SA. I don't think I would shorten my name to that. MySanAntonio.com. The collection is decades in the making. Ireno's love for the friendly ghost began when she was a child, growing up as the black sheep of her household. She said that while watching the 1930s cartoons late one night, she resonated with Casper as someone who felt invisible herself. Oh. So at age 5, she began to collect. This went on for decades. She's 38 now. Later on, Ireno connected with Danielle Meager, a Canadian woman who holds the Guinness World Record for her Scooby-Doo collection. I love Scooby-Doo. Meager encouraged Ireno to shoot for her own title and thus began her hunt for a minimum of 1,000 officially licensed items. She already had more than 800, but was pushed over the limit when she struck gold in Japan, where her husband is from. Extra suitcases had to be bought to bring everything back, I bet. And finally, the collection was viewable during San Antonio's Paranormal Fest 2025 at Victoria's Black Swan Inn on Saturday, September 20th. So we just missed it. We just missed it. I would
Right.
love to see that. I would love to see this collection. How cool. I wish I was like nerdy cool enough to collect literally anything. I used to collect like what was the R.L. Stein books?
Goosebumps.
Goosebumps. I used to collect those when I was
I
a kid.
had every single one of those, and I wish I still did.
Dude, me too. Me too. Oh, can you imagine though? Like 1,800 pieces of Casper memorabilia. She holds the
Yeah,
world record.
I've never got that close in my different times of collecting stuff. Like I was big into collecting like different horror figures and stuff for a while, and I think most I might have had might have been like 50.
Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. Yeah.
And I went through collecting Ghostbuster stuff at one point, and this was before the new movies came out, so it was very hard to find any like new stuff. And
Hmm.
like finding like older stuff was just so expensive, and I'm just like, oh, I don't want to really spend that kind of money.
Yeah, dude.
But
Uh,
whew,
gosh, I
1,500
was
pieces,
talking.
so
I
jeez.
I know, I know. Yeah, that takes some dedication. I talked to I actually had him on the show one time as my skeptic, but he's part of this Ghostbusters like group. Like
Mhm.
they do like charity work and stuff around
Right.
Portland. I think it was Portland. And I met him at the Seaside Ghost Convention a couple of years ago, and they had like literally gotten things from the actual like original sets of the
Oh,
Ghostbusters and
wow.
had that memorabilia and would like use some of the stuff. And yeah, super cool, super cool.
Yeah,
For me,
that'd be rad.
what is going on in the chat? Who's confused? What's going on? No need for existential crisis, guys. All right,
Oh,
all right,
I
what's
do.
up? What you got?
Well, I do want to share a couple of things that I haven't put in the chat with what's happened at the store over the last couple of weeks.
Oh, yes. Yeah, you've
So
been it's been busy. I've
it
noticed on TikTok.
has, and actually, Abby, who just joined the chat, she's witnessed to some of this. Um, so it's been about a week and a half ago. It was a Saturday morning. I don't know. I think it was morning. Me and her were standing up front, and she was checking out a customer. Only three people in the store, and we all three heard it. What sounded like a horse. And she looked at the customer and looked at me, and she's like, "What was that?" I was like, "Well, that sounded kind of like a horse." So my initial thought was somebody was in the parking lot with a horse trailer. And so, of course, I walk outside and there's not a truck in sight, not a horse trailer in sight. I look in the parking lot next door to us. So I was like, well, maybe it was over there. No cars in that parking lot. And it sounded like it was at our front doors. There was, besides our two vehicles, there was the car that the woman she was checking out, her vehicle was in the parking lot. And there was a man in a truck, and his truck was running. And it was a super quiet truck, but it sounded just like a fucking horse. it was wild. So I don't know if we heard a ghost horse or if there was a random vehicle that just went by that made a really weird sound, but it sounded like a horse right at our doors.
Wow. Wait, do you guys have those ghost, like, tours that are the carriage drawn, like, right by your store?
Uh-uh.
No. Huh.
I've worked there for a year and I haven't seen a horse anywhere in that area.
Do you have horse cops?
No.
Mm, could it have been this man's vehicle? Like, puttering?
I mean, if it was, it sounded just like a horse because when I went out there, his truck was running and it was very quiet.
Okay. All right. So Abby
So
says it sounded like the toy horse noise that a lot of kids' toys use. So I thought it was a toy, but we literally don't have anything like that close to the door either. So it was very like centralized, the sound. Like it was obviously
mhm,
coming from a certain location right at the
yeah.
door.
And so, I reached out to Eric because if you remember me telling you guys that he knew the people that used to live in the house that was there before the store. And I was like, hey man, do you know if they had um any pet horses or anything? And he was like, not that I'm aware of. He's like, I know they had a pet deer,
Hmm.
but and we're right up there is woods right behind us, but if there was any kind of an animal that was up at the door that made any kind of a noise, I, I mean, I went immediately to the door after we heard it. Like I would have probably caught wind or seen it or something running off.
Yeah.
It
Dude.
was
Oh, that's a
so
new
I
one.
and about an hour later, Abby's up front checking out a customer. I'm walking down an aisle, and I hear somebody whisper my name, and it sounded kind of like Abby, and I was like, I thought she was down the aisle I just passed, so I thought she was. Um, to answer Don's question, I have investigated a Masonic lodge before, um, up in Kentucky, but so I thought it was her trying to grab my attention. I stop and I back up, look down the aisle, and I see her up front checking somebody out.
Mm-hmm.
I look the other way and check the aisles on the other side. There's nobody on this side of the store. I walk up front and I'm like, hey, just a minute ago, did you kind of like whisper my name, but like kind of like loudly to get my attention? She's like, no, I didn't. And she's kind of like me, but when she's joking around or trying to tell a lie, she'll start laughing. And she was straight faced the whole time. And I was like, okay, that's a little strange.
Okay.
And just today, Abby was witness to it as well. We had there is a we have some of these like fire truck toys and police cars that make sounds like a fire truck or a police car.
Mm-hmm.
Heard it go off. First time I thought there was actually somebody down the aisles, didn't even think nothing about it. And it went off again, I don't know, a couple of minutes later, and I was like, damn, they're still playing with that toy. And I'll walk over to that aisle, there's nobody down the aisle. They're like the closest customers are like 4 hours over, and there would have been no way they would have gotten that far down
Right, right. And it
that
probably
that quickly.
wouldn't have still been playing, like,
No,
at that
not
point. Yeah.
not 2 or 3 minutes afterwards. Like it, and she was
Mhm.
like, I looked at her and I was like, "There's nobody down that aisle." She's like, "Are you fucking serious?" And I was like, "I swear." I went and she poked her head around the corner and she was like, "What the hell, man?" And so it, I mean, it'll be weeks before and nothing will happen, and then it'll just randomly pick back up, and it's like something will happen almost every day.
Man, dude, I think you got a portal haunting on your hands.
I don't
We
know.
already kinda sorta know the history of the location, and it's long, it's old.
Mm-hmm.
There's been a couple of things there previously,
Yeah,
but
so I
yeah,
don't
you
know.
gotta get into the city archives, dude. And, oh, Abby says, "And the scariest part of all, there there was
Oh
a
my
Karen in the store
god,
today."
dude! Oh,
Girl, okay. I
20
I
minutes
feel
before I
that.
fucking went home. Oh my god, I was having a great day until this woman and all over something dumb that I could have easily corrected if she would have just been fucking calm about it.
Mhm.
And I'm like, oh, anyway. Yeah.
No, I feel you. I feel you. Karens were the bane of
Ah,
my existence when I was working in retail. Oh,
luckily, we don't get them that often at this store, but the occasional one, I get, I have to keep calm, but
hmm.
inside I'm like just cussing them left and right.
Hey, some people just want to be mad. They wake
Yeah,
up and want to take it out on somebody. That's you.
I guess so.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go ahead and do our next story. What you got?
Oh, do you want the next ghostly one or do you want the other one? The other one's really long.
What's the other one about?
It is about a possible UFO in Antarctica and Antarctica.
Oh man. I think I want the UFO one. I don't know. I don't know. Should we leave it to the chat? What do you want to hear? You want it because I'm also doing something that's based around ghosts. So from DBoos right now, you want to do the UFO or the ghost? Abby says yes. She's hyped for this one. She wants to do the UFO one. I want to do the UFO one. I think we have a majority, unless anybody else. Yes, Air Force. I said cops. 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 I know what he's referring to. Okay. UFO. Laura says UFO. Black Cat Report. UFO where I go. Tell me a scary story. Hey, tell
Hello,
me a scary
Heather.
story. Hi.
All right.
Okay. Air Force UFO. Oh.
I think it's unanimous.
I think it's yeah, and we can always give this to next week's PHH, the ghost one. So
Yeah.
what you got? Give it to us. I'm ready to
All
settle
right.
in.
Just be patient with me because I get tongue tied very easily. So,
You're
all
good,
right.
buddy.
This, like I said, comes out of Antarctica, and this was published about 3 weeks ago on September 1st. So it's a few weeks old, but I just came across it a couple of days ago. All right. It looks like a giant frying pan or a crash landed alien spaceship. Whatever it is, Google Map users are getting seriously freaked out after discovering this strange object in Antarctica. The round entity, described as a UFO, is hiding under what seems to be a cliff about 90 miles from Antarctica's coast. With no known origin, people are questioning whether this strange relic at the bottom of the earth is man made or something not of this world. One American ufologist suggested the object, almost Oreo like in appearance, might be stuck under the rock. Alternatively, it could be deliberately half hidden, strategically placed to make it difficult to spot as it carries out a mysterious assignment. Scott C. Waring, who runs the UFO Sightings Daily website, posted a YouTube clip of the sleek disc being found on Google Maps. He said the UFO is still there, too hard to recover or still being used? Question mark. On Google Maps, the unusual structure can be located by simply entering the coordinates in the search bar. And I'm not going to say all those numbers out. I will just, post them in the chat or something here in a minute because that's a lot of numbers.
Yeah, when
um,
you're done with the article, just go ahead and type it into the chat, and we
yeah,
can look it up later.
as users can see, it is around 45 miles from Mill Island, a domed ice island 30 miles long and 18 miles wide, close to the Antarctic coast. It is also about 6 miles away from the I can't say Mr. Dabrowski Polar Station, an occasionally active Polis research base. I'm losing where I'm at. Here we go. Intriguingly, the object seems to have a silverish line going around the rim, which corresponds to the traditional. I lost my spot. Corresponds with the traditional, basically what a UFO is said to look like from pop culture. But otherwise, it has a consistently uniform black color, which very clearly contrasts the jagged with the jagged rock and the snow surrounding it. Although heavily pixelated, the image also reveals peculiar black lines stretching between the disk shapes and the adjacent rock. A British UFO researcher called the disk a new one for me, adding that he'd never seen it before but declined to speculate on what it might be. Nick Pope, a UFO expert formerly with the UK's Ministry of Defense, called it an intriguing and pretty spooky object that makes one wonder. Of course, sometimes these sorts of things turn out to be an image, artifacts, or glitches. Other times, pareidolia, the tendency of the human mind to see patterns and symmetry, Mr. Pope told the Daily Mail. As the Antarctic ice melts, I wonder what else is down there. A lost civilization, aliens, something else, he stated. UFO stands for unidentified flying object. So the term doesn't necessarily describe an object with extraterrestrial origin. In his post on UFO Sightings Daily website, Mr. Waring said the UFO was discovered about 2 years ago, but in fact, some people spotted it years earlier. On Reddit 4 years ago, someone posted a screenshot with the caption, "Any thoughts on this UFO crash site in Antarctica?" The post received several interesting suggestions from users who variously described the disk as a weather balloon, a Nazi base, and a pond of meltwater. One commentator said, "If I had to ditch an advanced spacecraft on a populated planet, I would put it down on an unpopulated continent and wait for rescue." While someone else joked, "So, where's my giant pancake ended up after I threw it out the window?" Another simply posted, "Antarctica got some weird stuff," while another says, "It looks ominous." Professor Bethan Davies, a glaciologist, what the fuck? A glaciologist, I guess somebody that studies glaciers.
You're
At
doing
the
good.
at the University of Newcastle, said the feature is simply a small lake in a rock basin. There's a small patch of snow, and the warmer lake water has the lower albedo, so it absorbs more solar radiation, he told the Daily Mail. This is melting the snow and giving it a semicircular arc, not a UFO. Laura Garish, mapping specialist at the British Antarctic Survey, said from the satellite imagery, this round feature looks like a small lake. The area is called the Bunger Hills, which is a largely ice-free region along the Knox Coast in Antarctica and has a lot of small lakes and ponds. We see that the lakes often form these very smooth edges along the edge of the ice. It's far from the first time that strange features located on Google Maps have gone viral. The imposing structure's location led conspiracy theorists to speculate that it's somehow involved in alien contact. However, there was a rational explanation for the tower. What the fuck's that talking about? Not to do with aliens or global warming, as people speculated. Then I think that was captions that I didn't mean to copy. So yeah, it definitely looks like part of like a big giant Oreo stuck in the rocks. It's really
Okay.
weird looking. Because they
Okay.
posted an image on Google Map or on the article too.
If you got an image, just Instagram it to me and I'll try to get it up here. Laura, okay. She had a good question. Okay, so she says, wait, let me put it up. Wait, so we know exactly where it is. We've got coordinates,
There's
but
the coordinates.
nobody's gone there. That's a
Yeah,
good why hasn't anybody gone there?
It's a really good question. And like that last person said, it's possibly could just be like a small lake or something that's just formed from, stuff melting. But I don't know. It's definitely one to think about.
Yeah, the way you were describing it there, and just the fact that nobody's been there, but we can see it. We can clearly see it. You just got to pop in the coordinates, look on Google Maps, whatever. It's really making me think like face on Mars, and that whole debate. Chat, do you think there are structures on Mars? Are those real structures, or are we looking at is this a great case of pareidolia? Because I'm wondering, people have found some very strange things on Google Maps, and it's just,
Yeah,
you can't know until you're there. You
right.
just can't know. So I don't
And
know.
and like Pimpin' Ain't Dead Ho, he said, it could be a restricted area. Maybe that's why nobody's been allowed to go down there. So,
Sure.
it could
Well,
be almost like at Area 51 of Antarctica or something where there's only certain people allowed to go there. So,
right.
I don't know.
I mean, and it is Antarctica. Like it's not,
Right.
it's not the easiest place to just like I'm gonna hop on a boat
Right.
and just,
Hello, Princess Donut.
Hi, Princess Donut. Gil says, I don't think the government would let that stay up very long. Well, when was the article published?
That was about 2 weeks ago. Let me go back in
Okay.
here and look. Yeah,
Yeah.
but first of the month. But it was saying that people has spotted it before, 3 or 4 years
Mhm.
ago.
Okay. Okay.
So I don't know.
So people have known about it for a minute, but you're
Uh,
absolutely right, Gil. I mean, maybe the government just doesn't care anymore. They're like the worst, weirdest, most dramatic things have happened in the past 2 years, and
yeah.
everybody is so burnt out. Like nobody cares. Like I kind of agree with the sentiment. Like aliens could land tomorrow, and I'm like, okay, do I still need to go to work? Like,
Right.
what's going on, guys? Tell me a scary story. I think the face is just shadowing. So she's talking about Mars, but they have found some microorganisms recently, I believe, or signs that there were some microorganisms. That has been talked about, that there has at some point been life on Mars. It was a living planet. I believe that. Area 51 Area 51 below. Oh, Gil, you're so clever. um Pimpin' A Dead Ho says there are international treaties for Antarctica restricting access. Okay. There was a pilot YouTuber recently arrested for flying there. Okay. So
Hmm.
highly restricted. All right. I am
I could see
emotional.
that.
Me too, Princess Donut. Oh, aren't we all? Oh my gosh. I've
Oh,
lived like 80 years in my 40 years.
right.
Um, all right. Dang. All
Oh,
right. Well, if y'all have any extra thoughts about that, whether, I mean, do you think it's a UFO? Who wants to take votes? I can't do cool polls like Gil can on StreamYard. I'm not as cool. But yeah, I wonder. I'm gonna look up the coordinates after the show though, and you guys should too. They are, hold on, you just put them up. They are, I'll find them. I'll find them later. All right, moving on. So my next story is ghosty related. It's kind of paranormal general, but ghosty related. This was published earlier this year, July 24th, on Newsweek, which is a prominent source of of very intelligent and sincere and genuine news reporting. We all know,
Right.
but they their article is titled "The Americans More Likely to Believe in Ghosts." There are 5 demographics in the US which are more likely to believe in ghosts than others, according to recent research from Gallup. Gallup's poll found that Americans are mostly skeptical about paranormal phenomena, but certain demographics are more likely to believe than others. And there was a couple of shocking ones in here. I wasn't quite prepared because it feels like I don't know. It's shifted a little bit.
Hmm.
The demographics more likely to have paranormal beliefs are women, 40%, people who infrequently attend religious service, 40%,
Hmm.
college non-grads, 38%, political moderates, 37%, and liberals, 35%. That's a big chunk. That's the one that shocked me the most.
Hmm.
So these groups are all more likely to be open to belief than men at 28%, conservatives at 28%, college grads at 28%, and weekly church goers at 22%.
Hmm.
Overall, 48% of American adults believe in psychic or spiritual healing, while 39% express a belief in ghosts. So the belief in ghosts is less than spiritual healing your body with your mind.
Huh.
Peter Dendel, an American folklorist and professor in English at Penn State, told Newsweek, there are many psychological reasons people hold paranormal beliefs, such as gaining a sense of control over situations in which they are vulnerable, populating a world with magic and meaning, connecting with the past or future, and reinforcing community among others who also believe. There are also cognitive explanations that map onto this as a separate layer of analysis, including mistrust of institutional authority and deficiencies in properly evaluating popular media, such as TV shows or websites. I would think A big reason to believe in a thing, a phenomenon, would be that you'd experienced it yourself, which is not part of his analysis there.
Hmm.
All right, so to finish this up, the Gallup poll also identified 8 paranormal phenomena, which are listed below, and asked Americans about their belief in each, and that is psychic or spiritual healing by the mind, ghosts, telepathy, mediumship, clairvoyance, astrology, astrology, reincarnation, witches. And these are listed in order from most believed to least believed, with 48% believing in the psychic and spiritual healing, to 24% of people, Americans, believing that witches are real. That's crazy. Witches are real. They're people. They're all on TikTok.
Right.
24%?
Wow.
So
That's
I don't know. I
I
don't
don't know.
know.
It's a little
Interesting poll.
the I mean the one that does make the most sense to me is women being more likely to believe in ghosts than men. Um, because it's like when you talk to somebody, if you like surveyed 20 people and 10 of them's men, 10 of them's women,
Yeah.
most of the women are going to say, I definitely believe, or most of the men are going to be like, oh, that's bullshit. Whether they don't really believe or they're just too scared to admit it, who knows? But
Mhm. I I like because men just want to die at the end of the work week. I mean, it's it's
they're
it's
just
it's
like they're just like fucking whatever.
yeah. So I don't know. There were a couple of surprises there. I don't think I got the date of the Gallup poll taken, but it was like fairly recently
Mm,
that it was taken. So those are updated numbers, folks. I don't
that's pretty
know.
wild.
What is it? I guess I'm in those pools of people because I believe in a lot of those. I've studied a lot of those. So
Yeah, me too. I'm in that short amount of men that believe in the paranormal and ghosts and all that stuff. So
well, again, yeah, because you've seen the shit. You have
mm,
seen it for yourself. Yeah,
yeah,
and I feel like I've experienced enough things for myself that yeah, I mean it's something's there, something's
yeah,
happening. It's there.
definitely.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's all I got for articles. You know what though? I did have like something I wanted to share, like a creepy experience,
Hmm.
because I just got home, you guys, from a little quick last minute impromptu vacay. I was there for like a night, but I went over to the west side of my state, over like by Seattle and Tacoma. Like it's the pretty side of the state. Over here it's like desert and wheat fields. So we went over with some family, and we stayed in this huge like Airbnb. And it was such a beautiful house, like right on water. Like it was a little rich for my tastes. I'm a simple gal. And, but we had been there, so we were there that first night, and like overnight, I kept waking up because I kept feeling like I was hearing stuff, just weird stuff. And there were other people in the house, but we're talking like the middle of the night, 2, 3 a.m. Like, are there people like walking around? Was that a door? Like, what is going on? And I could hear things like right above me where my room was. And so the next morning, I got up and I went upstairs. It was like a 3-level house. And I went upstairs where my sister and her husband were staying. And I popped in because we were going to go run and do some errands together. And so I got up to that level, and off to the right was their bedroom. Off to the left was their bathroom. And I was like, oh, cool. I haven't seen this fancy bathroom yet. And so I went to like pop open the door. It was already open. So I just kind of pushed it open. The light was on. That's important to the story. And I just barely popped it open, and I heard what sounded like a quick shuffling and then like a clattering of cupboard doors. That's what it sounded like to me. And immediately I'm like, oh my God, somebody's on the toilet. Like, and I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm like, close the door. And so I go walk across the hall to my sister's room, and I'm like, hey, you ready to go? Blah, 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 blah. Hey, by the way, who's in the bathroom? And she's like, there's nobody up here. It's just me and the kids, and they were all right there in the bed. I'm like, no, somebody was just on the toilet. Is that is that one of our sisters? She's like, there's literally nobody that's been up here in like 20 minutes. I'm like, somebody's there. So we like walk back across the hallway, open the door, the light is off. And we creep around the corner of the bathroom. It was a huge bathroom, and around there was like a hallway. And you look down the hallway, and at the end of the hallway, there was a wall panel, like a secret wall panel that was open. And inside, if you peek inside, the flooring was like carpeted all the way back. Like, I don't know, kind of a comfy space. So it was a whole thing. And we had like, we were sending people in, like, like my boyfriend, he went in and was like investigating, making sure like there's nobody living in the walls of this Airbnb, dude, because that's like, there's not, from what we could tell. Maybe there was, I don't know, but we're fine. I'm still alive. But that's like, I was thinking about that, like the people living in like walls and crawl spaces. I know, gal, I know. That's creepier than literally anything, dude.
Right.
Like,
That
you can talk about ghosts and cryptids and UFOs all day long. Nothing will creep me out as much as people doing
right.
creepy things, like living in your crawl spaces.
That reminds me of, have you ever seen the movie Barbarian?
Barbarian?
Yeah.
Uh-uh.
It's similar. It's got Justin Long in it. It's similar to kind of what you're talking about. This guy rents like an Airbnb and stuff, and they ended up being somebody like living like under the basement or some shit, and they're like trying to kill him and all this other stuff. It's a pretty good. It's a pretty interesting movie, but it makes you think twice about renting an Airbnb.
Yeah, dude. I don't know, man. I was thinking twice. Like, I was having a terrible time sleeping there.
Oh,
Insomnia was off the chain. Gil, there is a pic, and I was going to share it, but it's got my toddler niece and nephew in it, so I can't. And that's my excuse. That's my excuse. I'm not going to share that. I'm sorry.
right.
Princess Donna, yeah. Oh, gosh, you guys are commenting. Okay, he says yes. Saw Barbarian VG movie, very good movie. And Miss Laura, creepy secret room, right? No creepy secret roommates. People do it, you guys. People do it, and they will live in your place for years, and you will never know. You'll never know.
Fucking
It's
wild.
when you change up your schedule, and then
hello, Alex.
Hi, Alex. Good to see you, man. Hello. But yeah, that's all I got, man. That's all I got. You got anything? Another story you want to share? Anything before we close it out?
I had two more, just in case. One, it's really not that big of a thing. It was just about how the Conjuring house is actually going up for auction on Halloween.
I heard that. Yeah.
Yeah, so they finally got it out of that woman's hands that apparently was being told by ghosts from like the 1600s that her employees were stealing from her.
Yeah. So wait, why is she losing it? I didn't read into the story at all. Like, why is it being auctioned?
I think it got to the point where it pretty much got shut down as what they call a tourist attraction, not letting people do investigations. And so I'm guessing she just couldn't keep up with the payments anymore, and she went into foreclosure.
Man.
So,
okay.
But yeah, the county or the state or whatever is going to auction it off on Halloween night.
Wow. So apropos Halloween night. Okay. So you know what? Changes are happening in the paranormal field, you guys. So Annabelle has a new owner, and now we're going to have a new owner of the Conjuring house.
It's not going to surprise me if the new owner will end up being either the same owner as the Annabelle Dale, Matt Rife and that guy, or Zach Bagans.
Oh man.
I just have a feeling it'll be one of those two. Unless somebody just completely out of left field comes in and just shocks everybody.
See, Zach Bagans, I didn't even think of that. Yeah. I bet you're right.
So,
yeah. That thing ain't going for cheap.
Oh no, I know when the woman who just lost the house, I know when she bought it from the husband and wife who owned it for years and heard nothing but good things about those people. Like she
Okay.
bought it from them for like $1.5 million or something. Yeah.
Whoa.
So
Oh.
it'll probably garnish at least 2 million at least.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Would be
You
my
haven't
guess.
you haven't been there, right?
I have not.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, it's like
Have
hella expensive to do a investigation there, right? Or I might be thinking of another place. So
I don't think it was like
good idea,
out
Alex. Yes.
I don't think it was outrageously expensive, but like it definitely wasn't on the cheaper side.
Hmm. Yeah. I might be confusing it with Matt Rife now offering investigations at the Warrens
Oh, that
Museum for
yeah, that shit's outrageous.
outrageous.
It was like two
Outrageous.
thousand dollars or something, and but then
Nope.
you also have to before you could share anything, they have to review it and approve it. And if they approve it for you to post it, you have to pay them another $500 to post it. And I'm like, screw
Mhm.
all that.
It's like, do they want people in there or what? Like, I
Right.
don't think they actually want people to come in at this
And
point.
it's well, no, from what I was reading, like that place is already booked up like months out already.
No kidding. Who is
Yeah,
going there? Who can afford that?
not me.
That's
You know,
it. We're sneaking in. No, I'm done. I'm done with this. I'm taking this investigation by force.
that's I mean, that's just an absurd amount of money. Like I tend to stay at the cheaper end of these investigations. That's more affordable, you
Mhm.
know. But I don't know, man. Even at $100 a person, you'd have to get like 20 people to gather up and go. And then
Right.
the house is not that big.
Mhm.
So
I
it's
I bet you dollars to donuts. If people start doing that, like, like 15, 20 person crews, to be able to afford it, they'll cap it.
hmm
They
hmm
will. Mhm.
They were like no more than like
Yeah.
10 people, no more than
Yep.
5 people.
Yep.
Some of
Yep.
them, some places do that simply because of the size of the building. And they don't want
Right.
like 20 people in like a small ass little building, which I get. But it's
Yep.
also, well, maybe you should make it a little bit more affordable. But
Who's this new co-host? Gil. Who is that? You gotta tell me. Oh man, now
that's
you
crazy.
got my feathers all ruffled about this conjuring house and who its new owner is gonna be.
We'll find out on Halloween.
Oh, Annabelle. Okay. Oh man. All right, you guys. Gil said it earlier at the top of the show. If you're enjoying this program, there's more to come. There's more where this came from. Please
Yes.
like the episode, subscribe to the channel if you're not already
hmm
subscribed. Help
Yep.
your Boos and Boogeymen out. Help a brother out
Yep.
to get that audience rolling. Did you have any final thoughts, DBoos?
Um, not that I can think of other than a regular Beer, Booze, and Boogeyman episode will be live in about 2 weeks on October
That's
2nd.
that's right. That's a Tuesday.
I think it's a Thursday. I think it's Thursday.
It's October 2nd, whatever day of the
Yeah,
week. Yeah.
October 2nd, whatever day, Tuesday, Thursday, whatever. And this is
Awesome.
just an open lines episode. Just talk about whatever you want to, as
Yep.
long as it's within the paranormal field. I don't want to talk about, stuff I don't care about. So
Your macrame collection. I don't
right,
want to hear it, but it is open lines, to be fair.
right.
Oh, you know what? That is something we'll have to discuss, Alex. He wants to know if we're planning on doing an episode close to Halloween. I know I'm doing a private one or like a personal one on Paranorm Girl, but I don't think we have discussed, the crew has discussed doing a Halloween show. We should. We should do
I
that this year.
know. Yeah, I know. Like if we end up going back to our normal like Saturday,
Mm,
um, come that time, I think like November the first Saturday after Halloween is like November 1st or 2nd. So we may
yeah.
just try to maybe push it and do it on Halloween if we're able to. I don't know.
Thank you here for us. Appreciate you guys. Thank you all so much for tuning in. We love you.
Absolutely.
We adore you. But yeah, that's all I got. So if that's the same for you, I guess
That's it.
we will
Just
go ahead and say our goodbyes tonight. Hope you enjoyed this one in particular.
yep.
Eat it, Gil.
If you
So good. He
enjoy,
did such a great
he
job
really
last
does.
year.
He keeps everything up and running. But if you
Yes.
kind of like the way we did this episode, Kristen and I, let us know. That'd be something we do again in the future, me and her, and just kind of pick random stories and don't tell each other what we're talking about, and just kind of see where it goes.
Chomp, chomp. All right. Final words. Final words of wisdoms. Chomp, chomp. Oh, thank you, Doobie. Thank you. All right, folks. Yeah, let us know if you like this one, the surprise news segment. But other than that, I ain't got nothing else. So I will say good night for now. Y'all take care, and we will see you next week sometime.
Next week. Yep. Y'all keep it spooky, guys.
All right. See y'all.